Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us for pricing at tmosso@the1916company.com. Watch the skies because today we have an unidentified ferrous object. That's right, it is made of steel. It is the Schwarz Etienne Roswell. Launched in 2015, it plays on the ufology and mythology of the 1947 Roswell incident, combining ufology with horology. Schwarz Etienne, which is an independent manufacturer out of La Chaux-de-Fonds, is great at playing on pop culture and fun themes in the watches that it manufactures. Known for most of its history as a contract manufacturer, Schwarz Etienne has built watches for the likes of Havid Nagant, movements for GOS, even entire watches for Ming, for example. So they have a distinguished clientele, and they can make all parts of a watch, including the tough parts like hairsprings, escapements, and balances. So there's a lot to love right here, and I want to believe in Schwarz Etienne. The watch, launched in 2015, this example retailed in 2016, is steel 45 millimeters in diameter, and as you can see in profile, fairly thin at 12.5 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 53.2 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We will throw this on my wrist, from the hand onto the wrist, and you can see it is broad, flat, one might even say saucer-like on the wrist. Taking a look down the barrel, the lugs are right out to the edge of my wrist. I mean, we're borderline here. The watch, when viewed from over the top, is also right out to the edge, though this angle does exaggerate the width of the watch. I would say I could wear this with a 16 centimeter wrist, but if your wrist is any smaller, you're going to want to go with a smaller watch. Schwarz Etienne does make them. I recommend the Romas. Now, the timepiece is fairly flat. You can see it has a slanted case flank that allows a sleeve to ramp right up, or a cuff to ramp right up. You're only 12.5 millimeters thick, so think steel Rolex and you're not far from the mark. And yeah, it'll fit underneath most shirt sleeves and most jacket cuffs, or as ufologists might say, we have a cover-up. The watch includes a strap of medium rectangular scale alligator leather in matte finish. It's got a monotone stitch. It's got a sheer cut side. They are not shorting you the hide, as you can appreciate the thickness of this strap, just how durable and long-lasting it'll be. Brand new Schwarz Etienne strap. You can see calfskin on the bottom with almost a suede nubuck-like texture. No crimping, no gouging. We'll roll around to the buckle, which is steel and quite substantial. You can see it is Schwarz Etienne branded. And in a lovely piece of design parallelism, you can see how the sculpting of the buckle itself matches the sculpting of the lugs. Excellent attention to detail. It's a double-fold deployant with a twin-trigger release, and while the interior design is fairly generic, it is very robust with thick gauge steel used. The buckle, the distinctive part, is the detail I would like for them to have sweated, and they did. It looks good. It feels up to the occasion of this watch. Now, the design is self-evidently inspired by at least the classical flying saucer. So we have not only a saucer-shaped case, but this watch actually comes in a silver saucer-shaped box. So everything here is a little bit quirky. We have this inward inflection to the lug profile, and then you can see that the lugs have a really sharp junction with the case band. The tops are polished, the flanks are satinated, and the bezel, as you'll note, is quite minimal. When viewed from the top, you can barely see it. We have a crown guard structure with a Schwarz Etienne branded crown. It is a 50-meter water-resistant watch with a screw-down crown, which means on a different kind of strap when freshly serviced, this could be used for surface swimming. The dial includes a dished Rehot outboard on which individual applique polished and faceted indices are included. We also have a Arabic numeral 12 up at the top. You can see there's a little sub-seconds register with a media blasted seconds hand, a crosshair design, and a concentric pattern internally. There is a media blasted or grained pattern to the chapter ring, and then a flat black center with frosted hour and minute hands. We have a micro rotor hiding in plain sight over at 9 o'clock on the dial. This watch winds in both directions. This is known as the manufacturer caliber ISE 100. So it's a micro rotor automatic, which gives it the convenience of an automatic, but the thin profile of a manual wind. And it gives the watch 86 hours of power reserve. It beats away at 3 hertz. There is a stop seconds function. And it's a big movement at 30.4 millimeters, properly sized for the case. Taking a quick look at the visible elements, you can see that it's nicely decorated. The bridges feature a media blast on their top, and then the edges, the beveled edges, look really nice. These look like true hand-finished bevels. You can see the same quality of detailing lavished on the jewel and screw sinks, and then the screws have been black polished. There's media blast on the bridges below and satination on the bridge for the escapement. So lots to love on that front. And the timepiece does give you a number of very cool factors. There's the box, there's the Roswell mythology, there's the design of the case, there's the inside baseball reputation of this manufacturer, an indie that is rapidly emerging as a manufacturer of watches under its own brand, particularly since its Carrie Voudelaine and collaborations. It's been getting a lot more attention, acclaim, and recognition. You can get in on the ground floor and take the stairway all the way to the stars with the Schwarz Etienne Roswell. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com.